Hi everybody, Professor Snart checking in for our English 1102 online class here. It is Thursday while I am recording this, so that's our first due date for Unit 1, off to a pretty easy start, really just kind of getting yourself, settled into the course and doing some introductions. Quick reminder, make sure to get full points for the student homepage that you posted a picture. It's important that we be able to see each other. And also for the discussion board part, be sure that in addition to your post, you've also responded to at least one, but maybe a couple of other people. Just say hi, identify some common interests, career goals, whatever. It's kind of interesting that the number of ways that people are similar or connected or have similar kinds of experiences, and it's cool to figure that out. Okay, and then we move into Unit 2, which is really getting us more into the content for the course. Although, again, it remains very straightforward, no major writing assignments that we're into yet, but we really are just beginning to look at some of the conceptual stuff, the ideas for the course that will be something that you want to obviously apply once we do get into the more formal sort of writing component for the class. So do keep in mind as we work through even these easier units, like Unit 2, that what you're doing is not just this one thing and then you kind of forget about it and move to the next and complete that. We really are building sort of conceptual material that is working towards the formal writing that we're doing. So don't think too compartmentalized, even though obviously we work through these units to keep everything organized for ourselves. So the next due dates I'll click into. Unit 2 is due Thursday, January 26th. Gives you lots of time to work on this. We're really not pressing forward really quickly as far as moving through the course. The material itself, relatively straightforward. A little thing on plagiarism. It happens every once in a while. People just make bad choices because they've left too little time for themselves to do things the right way, and obviously just don't do that kind of stuff. There's a good little video that you can watch, but everybody knows what plagiarism is. So there's a little quiz about, quiz about literary terminology, but also a couple handouts here. And of course, our textbook has a really good glossary, a definition of terms. And it's not important that you memorize all of the terms in the glossary or anything like that. But because the focus for our class is reading short stories and plays from our textbook and then writing about those, it's important to have basic terminology in place because it makes talking about these things a lot easier. And the kinds of terminology I'm talking about is not really esoteric types of things. It's really straightforward, character, setting, plot, narrative, symbolism, imagery, words I'm sure you've run into before. But it's sort of interesting how even words that we know, when we think about them, they're actually a lot harder to define sometimes. Like, how would you define symbolism? One thing is another. That's sort of it, but it's good to have a slightly more formal definition, or just to review a more formal definition again, so that you can apply that kind of terminology correctly, of course, in the writing that you're doing. So a couple handouts, a short quiz, and then another discussion board having you respond to the first reading from our book, the introduction section, which really just talks about this idea of literature and what that term means and how we define that and how it can be defined in so many different ways, really. So again, just getting us into some of the ideas for the course, and as with the previous discussion board, just a good opportunity to interact with people, although this time a little more focused on the content for the class. So we cover material, but it's also a good chance to see what other people have thought about and respond, either if they have an idea you hadn't thought of, or they actually come up with something similar to yours, or they spark a new idea for you, or whatever it happens to be. So that interaction is really an important part of our class, even though, of course, we don't have the usual face-to-face time. Okay, so as usual, be sure you're in touch if you have any questions about specific content or course stuff, or more overarching concerns that are coming up. By all means, email or look me up on Skype.